What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another Fridge Financials video. And in today's video, we are back with episode 3 of the new series on our channel, Pockets to Profit. If you are excited for today's video or just curious to hear about what this series is about, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, turn on the bell notifications for all future uploads. The idea behind the series is that we are able to take money from side jobs like tutoring, coaching, YouTube ad revenue potentially in the future, all those kind of different things that I do that don't involve my main salary position as a teacher. And we take that money and we buy up into the stock market, different companies of stocks that I feel like could have some potential in the long term. Now, again, this is not financial advice, so please do not follow along blindly here. But we are on episode 3, and we are already getting close to about $1,000 invested into this mini portfolio. It's in this individual account here, and I'm going to show you guys the trades. We'll talk about what we're looking for and kind of go from there. And before we get into that, if you are watching this video and you are not subscribed, take a look here. Almost 90% of people who are watching aren't subscribed to Fridge Financials. It's like, oh, okay. Is this something I said? It's a free button to hit. Excuse me. I know I'm battling a cold right now, so that's called commitment right there. So, if you're not subscribed and you're watching, just click the button. It's really easy, and it's free of charge, of course, for you guys. We have a lot more financial education on this platform here, so if you want to learn some new stuff, feel free to subscribe. Anyways, sorry, I'm battling a cold. This is what always happens. This is a quick sidebar. This is what always happens when you're a teacher. You get sick on break, and then you get back to school, and you're fine. It always happens. So in taking a look here, here's our portfolio we're looking at besides Novo Nordisk. I've been on that one for a little bit of time here, so don't worry about that one. I made a video about Novo Nordisk, about having someone a covered call on it. So you want to learn about how covered calls work, take a look at that video. But so what we ended up buying last week, or about 2 weeks ago now, because again, I get paid every 2 weeks. We bought Record Systems, we bought Oust, and we bought Rich Tech Robotics were the 3 that we bought up last week. The first week that we did this challenge, we bought up Ondas, Xpeng, Big Bear AI, and SoundHound. And our 3 that we bought up on Wednesday, because the market was closed yesterday, the 3 we bought up yesterday, or on Wednesday, sorry, was Redwire, Rigetti Computing, and also Applied Digital. Now, what you will see with all these companies here, if you watch the previous episodes, it's very much similar ideas. These are very speculative technology plays for the future. They're not guaranteed to be like the best stocks possibly out there, okay? So again, keep that in mind. I just read up on these companies here, and I have this portfolio already kind of pre-picked about what I want to get into. So I'm still missing, how many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm missing about like 3 or 4 companies I'm going to add into probably before I start dollar cost averaging and stuff like that. But what we'll be looking at here is a very heavy tech section here, okay? Very heavy tech, but different tech in different ways. Not trying to overlap a lot in this reason for this case, because if you already have that overlap with those tech problems, obviously it'd be a huge problem, right? So if I bought, like, for example, if I bought Big Bear AI and Palantir, they both overlap in the AI defense, which, you don't want to have that because, you might as well just put the money into Palantir instead of putting it into Big Bear AI, essentially, right? But anyways, so the 3 we bought up, Redwire, Rigetti Computing, Applied Digital. And again, and taking a look at each of these here. So here's my Applied Digital one. We'll go in order of what I have on my computer here. So we end up buying with, so again, he's running what Applied Digital is. Applied Digital is a company in technology. This one is a big focus for me, is my data center play. Obviously, data centers are a huge thing, especially for AI and for the future in terms of technology and stuff like that. Data centers are a huge component of it. So this is one of those plays where I'm buying into because they are all about data centers, okay? You can read all about them more. They explain more to what they offer in this case here. But what I like about them is there's a lot of hype and momentum to them. But also, it's only worth, $24 a share right now. And again, they have the potential to be a huge company long term. Let's take a look at the financials a little bit. Their 52-week high was $40. The low was about $3. So they had a little bit of momentum here. And again, taking a look at their earnings per share. Again, this is an example of a company that is not profitable yet, as you will see. A lot of these plays I'm buying up that are more speculative is because they're not profitable yet. And the thing about the idea is if they can turn it into a profitable company in terms of their earnings per shares, that's a very, very good catalyst for the long term. As you will see, they have been doing very well on their earnings since quarter one, beat in the last five in this last couple here. But now the AI is really starting to keep getting pushed out. You need data centers, all those kind of things. They didn't beat here yet. I just remembered because this is their expectations. Or no, sorry, this one's expectations, Q2. So we haven't gotten there yet. But their earnings per shares are getting very, very close to break even, which to me, I think is a very good play. I bought $88.94 of Applied Digital right here. I got paid $288.94. So I'm trying to keep the numbers a little bit easy for me in that regard. Take a look at Applied Digital's in terms of, again, their market cap. They're growing their market cap, which is great. And take a look. They don't have that P ratio yet, but it's positive because they're not profitable yet as a result of it. But taking a look here, you'll see profit margins obviously negative, operating margins negative, return on assets negative. Everything's negative right now, but it's getting very, very hopefully close to profitable, right? And you start to see those numbers creep up, get closer and closer. That's when you get those big, moves in the stock. And again, it went up to $40 a share. It's down to 25 right now. So there's still some move to the upside. Revenue growth, year over year, 84%. Absolutely awesome. Again, they're growing their company. What you're going to see with a lot of these companies, cash flow, obviously negative, is they're taking a lot of this company, revenue, profits, and they're dumping it right back into research and development. Almost all these companies are doing that. I like that their current ratio is super small for their debt, which is absolutely awesome. Their debt to equity is 63%. It's not like they're it's not like they're capped out and over leveraged to the high heavens over here, right? So absolutely like that as well. And again, just a company overall that I think will do very, very good. When you're taking a look at the actual charts here of Applied Digital. Again, ran up as high as $40 a share here. Had a little bit of a pullback down here. Now, what you will see is that it had a nice little resistance or support line at 21.77. And again, this fib level was drawn out from, I don't even know when. If I take a look here, this fib level was drawn out from, oh my God, how far away did I do this one? Let me zoom out even further. So this fib level came back from November of 2021. Okay. And this is what I kind of like about doing these fib levels is that it seems to always, when you get that respect of a fib level right here, that's absolutely an amazing thing to see. Even back from November of 2021, it had a nice little retest here. And as you'll see, it's got some support here. Now, we are looking at this level of resistance right here. So we'll see what kind of happens in the next couple of days in terms of the share here. But again, looking up to the upside here, I'm not saying it gets to all-time highs, $40 a share, but if it becomes profitable, maybe pushing up into, this golden ratio, of 61.8%, isn't unheard of. It's not unlikely. It's not unreasonable to happen. And you're looking at, again, a potentially, if it, even right here, you're looking at, about a 15-20% potential upside for Applied Digital if the momentum keeps going with it. Obviously, it's had a little bit of pullback. We always get those profit takings, especially at the end of the year. But I absolutely love to see it. If it comes back down here, we just buy up shares cheaper. That's the good thing that I'm doing with this series here is telling you guys that if this is negative, we can just buy up more shares for cheaper. So really like Applied Digital for that reason. Again, we're up 36 cents, which is absolutely awesome. The next one that we have is a aerospace play, which is Redwire Company here. Now, again, aerospace, the big one is ASTS, I think. Remember, there's ASST and AST. I think it's ASTS, though. That's the aerospace play and defense, aerospace, space play and stuff like that, which is totally fine. That company's been doing very, very well, but they also have a negative PE ratio, I believe. That's why I checked. It was negative 60 something. So they're not profitable yet either. But this is a company right here that does supply space equipment. And again, as we think about the reality of things, when you're space is not even close to being fully explored. So as we keep trying to push the bounds and push the limits further and further, looking at, hopefully having, more discoveries on Mars and stuff like that, you're going to need space equipment for things. Excuse me. It offers space solutions and reliability components for the next generation space economy with IP for solar power generation and in-space 3D printing manufacturing. Again, a very, very big play in terms of space, which, again, we're going to keep pushing the bounds and pushing it further and further and further. So I like this play for that reason. Very, very cheap, very, very small market cap here, $1.3 billion. PE ratio is obviously negative. They're not profitable yet. But they had a 52-week high of $26. And it's down about $5. Right now it's about like $8 or so, which is pretty good. And taking a look here and looking at their earnings. Again, earnings haven't been, obviously great. This one's more of a speculative play here. But again, if they can, they're estimated to have negative 0.16 cents per share. So still not profitable yet. But if they're able to turn it around and to keep it going, obviously that'd be absolutely amazing. This is a long-term play because again, space has so many, the exploration of space in the universe is going to take many years. So this could be a company that could benefit from the parts, the supplies, and stuff like that. I put $100 into this one. It's about $12.75 or so. And again, take a look at their revenue statements. Very much similar, negative revenues or negative profit margins, negative operating margins, negative ROAs and ROEs. Obviously because they're taking their money, putting it back in. But quarterly growth, 50% year over year. Can't complain about that one. As we're taking a look through here. Current ratio, again, a little bit high on debt, but not anything too crazy. Their debt to equity ratio is actually very good, 22%. And again, obviously their cash flows are negative because they're taking their cash and they're putting it right back into the company to expand it, to grow it, all that kind of stuff, which, again, is what you want in one of these growing companies. Again, now one of these companies to me that I have in this portfolio, I think have a positive PE ratio, which again is why they're really speculative plays. And taking a look at Redwire again, so it had a recent pullback from about $11 or so, came all the way down here. It's retested this fib level right here. I drew my fib level out recently back from September. It had a retest here, now it broke through. It retested it became resistance, and now we're looking at possibly having a support at $7.77. And again, from there, upside 932 and to 1113 is that kind of like golden ratio for the Fibonacci retracements, as you will see. And again, if you take a look, you can see it had a high of 22.75 or 22.25, I should say about. And again, it went even higher to about $26.66. So there is some potential here. Obviously, again, these are very volatile plays, so I'm not expecting to be like a very slow moving. It's going to have some good days. It's going to have some bad days. Right now it's up 1.66% pre-market. Again, there's a lot of, volatility built into it. But again, my goal, my hope is to then be able to build up enough shares, sell some covered calls, get some passive income while we're waiting for these things to do their thing. So that's my second play there. And then the last one here is actually a play that is on quantum computing, which is Rigetti Computing. Now, we bought $100 of Rigetti Computing as well, which gives us our grand total of what we got paid out from tutoring and some other side jobs the last couple of weeks, which is totally great. And again, Rigetti is focusing on quantum computing. Now, people have already been speculating that quantum is the next AI, essentially the idea here, but it's like years and years ahead of its time. And I'm like, you know what? If it is, great. Why not get in early? No big deal on my end. Rigetti Computing was at $6. It's a 52-week low. High was 58. Right now it's at like 24.41. So, not anything too crazy, about halfway to, a little bit less than halfway to that high of 52-week high. And the quantum computing stages is super early in the game here. So still playing technology, but going into the idea of quantum computing. Again, negative PE ratio, not profitable yet, still, but again, these are long-term speculative plays here. They had some decent earnings and they kind of fell off a little bit. Now they're back up, which is great. They're almost at a break even, which is absolutely awesome to see. Here's my $100 I bought here, which is absolutely awesome. And take a look at Rigetti Computing, as you will see here. Profit margins are 0. Operating margins are negative 1,000, again, because they're not profitable as a company still. Their ROIs, or their return on assets and equities, are both negative still. The one thing I kind of don't like about it is the quarterly revenue growth, year over year, down 18%. But my guess is they had a huge miss here, which definitely makes a huge impact. Again, their earnings have been a little bit of a roller coaster from Q3 of 2024 to Q2 2025. A little bit of a roller coaster after that, and now they're back up. So hopefully the numbers will be very much beneficial for us in the long term. But the good thing is that the equity is super small. Current ratio is very high, which is short-term debts and liabilities and stuff like that. Cash flow is obviously negative, but again, a big speculation of this company here. Again, one of as high as $58. And again, once that momentum comes, it comes in very fast for these kind of plays here. It came in, now it's got this pullback here, and now we're kind of sitting, some consolidating period here between $20 and $30. So buying at 24, again, still gives you some upside upside potential here of, you're looking at about 25-ish% maybe upside potential from here to $30. Then you can kind of go from there after that. So we'll obviously wait and see. But so that's really where we're at. Now, the nice thing about this, I know this is a longer video and it kind of goes through a little bit of my thought process, my ideas, what I'm looking for here. In this case here, is that I do in fact track the numbers on this spreadsheet right here. So what you'll see is that the portfolio is actually down $36 right now. It's like, oh my God, Fridge, you're not doing well with this with this, pockets to profit. I'm like, yeah, I know. But we're down a little bit right now, which, is part of the process of investing. You're not going to have only green days here in this case. So what you'll see is that right now we've invested $772.59, and it's now worth only $736. So we're down about $36, which again, no big deal. The big hitters we have right now are Rich Tech Robotics is a huge one, and Wrecker Systems. Now these ones obviously make up some, like Wrecker Systems makes up a huge percentage of my portfolio. So I got to kind of, spread the love on the next, payments we get coming in here. But, again, you're going to get these big volatile days no matter what. Like Ondesk is up 11%. Rigetti I just bought on Wednesday is already up 1.2%. So you're going to get these big swings with these kind of plays here. But again, what I'm looking for is long-term plays here. I'm going to build up the shares, dollar cost average, and you're going to watch and hopefully see how we're able to manage these crazy trades here. So down $36, down about 4%. Am I scared? Absolutely not. Also because, again, it's side hustle money, not main source of income. So I'm not going to be like, oh my God, like it's crazy. We got plenty of time on our sides here. So we'll be hopefully good in the long term. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you made it this far in the video, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications. Again, if you're watching and not subscribed, just tell me why. What could Fridge Financials do better? We have a lot of really awesome ideas coming in for the new year here. So, follow along for that one. Also, if you can take a look at, if you're not new to the channel here, we also did a little bit of a rebrand here, which is really good. I don't want to hear that video, but we kind of branded it a little bit better. We did a little bit more of a cleaner, setup here. So feel free to check out Fridge Financials, guys, as per usual. Subscribe to the channel, all that kind of good stuff. And I hope you make money in the market. No matter where you're doing it, no matter where you invest, hopefully you're making money in some way, shape, or form. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video.